Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Love Doesn't Hurt podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Leonard. So today's episode is part 3 of building a safety plan. In the last 2 parts, I covered the interactive safety plan created by the National Domestic Violence Hotline, but today will be a little different. This safety plan guide is created by the Fight Against Domestic Violence and is a little more freeform than the previous one we covered. This safety plan includes tips that are easy to remember and sections that you can really personalize when creating your safety plan. I will include a link to this safety plan in the podcast description. With that being said, let's dive in. So the first section of this safety plan is overnight essentials. You should pack an emergency overnight bag for you and your children if you have any. Be sure to include extra car or house keys, toiletries, medications, essential documents, a phone charger, and any other items you would need within 24 hours. Give this bag to a trusted friend or family member to keep for you, so they have it when you may need it. The second section of this safety plan is the internet and social media. Be aware that your internet use may be monitored and take appropriate precautions. I have an episode on digital abuse if you would like to know more about what it is, what it can look like, and how to better protect yourself from it. Store important digital information in a password-protected file. You can do this on pretty much any digital device or platform, from your laptop files to Google Docs to your iPhone Notes app. You can also use a password-protected password manager such as LastPass, which is the one I use, to keep important passwords and notes. I will include a link to download LastPass in the podcast description if you'd like to check it out. The third section of this safety plan is record abuse. This is probably the most important thing I can stress, because when it comes to legal protection, you need proof of abuse to gain any kind of protective or restraining order. Find a safe place to keep track of abusive behaviors and incidents. You can check out my series of episodes covering the different types of abuse if you'd like to learn more about what all abuse entails and what it looks like. Be sure to date each incident and describe what happened. Take photos or screenshots if applicable to the incident. If you don't feel comfortable or safe taking records of this information, you could also ask a trusted friend to do it for you. The fourth section of this safety plan is documents and money. Copy and gather all important documents in a safe place. This may include financial account information, birth certificates, social security cards, insurance cards, and more. If you fear them getting destroyed, you may want to invest in a fireproof safe with a lock on it to protect these documents if you're able to do so. You may also want to start putting cash away in a safe place if you are able. Keep important phone numbers or emails on hand. This may include a trusted friend or family member that you can go to in an emergency, an attorney, a domestic violence advocate, a therapist, or your local women's shelter. The final section of this safety plan is safety itself. If there are any weapons inside the house, know where they are and think about how you might get rid of them if you are safe to do so. Also think about escape routes within your home. Imagine how you can utilize your space to protect yourself and your children if you have any. If you do have children, teach them how to call 911 in a dangerous situation. You can also teach them to call a certain contact if that person would be able to help you out of danger. Plan a code word with a trusted friend or family member that knows your safety plan and knows what to do if you signal for help. Well, that is all for the safety plan created by the Fight Against Domestic Violence. It is a lot simpler and easier to do if you don't feel safe filling out the online interactive safety plan from the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Once again, I have linked this safety plan in the podcast description if you would like to check it out. As always, it is my goal with the Love Doesn't Hurt podcast to create another resource people can use to understand their experiences, get help, and know they're not alone. If you need immediate help, please call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233 or text START in all capital letters to 88788. You can also visit their website, thehotline.org, for more information. If you enjoyed this episode or learned something new, please be sure to subscribe so you never miss a new episode. If you would like to support the podcast, I would really appreciate you giving it a 5-star rating wherever you listen. Thank you for listening to the Love Doesn't Hurt podcast. I hope you all have a great day, and remember, spread love everywhere you go.